Welcome to Rolling Britain, the show where we talk all things leisure vehicles, from the latest tech and the latest models to industry updates and events.
Coming up on today's show, top motorhomes under 50k, updates to the Caravan and Motorhome Club campsites, and updates from the UK government to taxes on motorhomes.
So a quick shout out here to Caravans for Sale for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for any leisure vehicle, new or used, go check them out. They have thousands of ads on site. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, Spotify, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
So let's get on with the show.
So Daniel, our first story today is about the Great Caravan and Motorhome Show. Don't mind Penny here. She's that dog. So yeah, the Great Caravan and Motorhome Show, big show in Harrogate, cancelled.
What a shame, honestly.
Yeah.
Such a great way to reach a wider audience and such a significant audience just gone.
Yeah. They said it's because of market conditions, which I know the industry has been struggling recently, but then you have reports like the one we talked about last week from Salop Leisure, who said the industry was doing so well. And then you have the NEC show in Birmingham in February, which had like 90,000 subscribers, 90,000 visitors. So yeah, what do you think about that?
100%. I mean, even we were at the show. I visited myself, and I mean, it was significant to see the amount of people looking around motorhomes, campervans, all engaged in that buying mood, really enthusiastic about the product. So it's clear to see that there are a lot of people out there looking. It's just a case that you might not have your products priced at the right price. Obviously, in the market conditions that you've got at the moment, you have got issues of obviously the economy, things going on in the US. But I do think that it's a successful industry at the moment, and it can be. That report shows it. Salop Leisure are showing that you can be successful if you are put in the right position in the market, and you just need to be positioned correctly.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a shame that they cancelled the show, although it is in Harrogate, so it's that bit further up the country. So maybe it's to do with that. Maybe it's to do with the fact that the NEC is in Birmingham, so much better connected. I mean, we're in Brighton. So
100%. I mean, our journey ourselves, we went straight up in a couple of hours. It was brilliant. Whereas at Harrogate, not so easy. I mean, I don't know about the parking there, but we parked inside the NEC. It was honestly so easy. If it was raining, we'd have had a great day. Whereas maybe not so much at that show. So you have to take that as a pinch of salt as well.
Yeah. I guess it's just one of those things.
So the big news: vehicle tax has gone up. Government's putting a VD up on all vehicles, and specifically motorhomes. Now that is going to be a bit of a pain for some of us in the industry.
Yeah. I guess all new sales now are going to have this increased VAD rate. It's only gone up a little bit, but so is everything else.
100%. And in a time like now, with the price of bread going up, petrol and everything, in your motorhome, it's going to be a bit of a struggle.
What do they say? They say that the highest is going to be on motorhomes that are under 3,500 kg with an engine size over 1,500. This is going to be £345 a year, which is not cheap.
It's not. I mean, that is a lot. If you look at your average council tax bill, or you look at if you're trying to use it as your second home, it is going to increase the costs of living in a motorhome, especially when you're travelling about on your holidays as well.
Yeah, I just wonder whether this is going to impede new vehicle sales.
It may very well. It might even impact the used market as well, which obviously we hope it doesn't, but it might have an impact. 100%. The quick increase in costs for running a vehicle is always going to increase your budget, or decrease your budget, sorry. And on to our next story.
So this next one is going to be all about the NC 500 route in Scotland. Very, very popular route for campervan motorhomers. They tried to infiltrate this voluntary tax that basically, if you have a motorhome or a caravan, you can pay £40, which is quite a good price.
Yeah.
And you get, for 7 days, you can park overnight in a variety of car parks all down the route.
Okay.
And also you have access to showers at like leisure facilities.
Okay, brilliant.
Which doesn't sound bad.
No, it doesn't. I mean, if you look at the average cost of staying on a touring caravan park, with the ability to stay in, did you say it was 10 locations, I think it was, or more than that?
Yeah, I think like 12 locations.
You're restricted to one location, aren't you, with a caravan park? And you might be paying up to £500 for that in a month, in a week, sorry. So that is quite a significant cost. Whereas if you've got this membership, you can go on a little road trip, which is exactly what our camper vans are for. And you can just obviously get the best sort of return for you, really. Exactly.
It's true. So that was the plan with this tax. But they've unfortunately fallen a bit short in what they wanted to do. It says here that they wanted to raise £500,000 using this scheme, but they have raised less than 1,200.
Ooh. And I can see on the notes here, only 90 permits were sold.
Yeah.
That is a bit of a challenge for a business. 90 times 40 is not significant.
It is. I know why the Highland Council put this into place, and it's because residents were complaining that people were parking on the roads, using just like emptying waste places that they shouldn't be emptying waste. And there was a lot of antisocial behaviour, they were saying, around this NC500 route. So yeah, they brought in this tax to try and raise money so that they can put the money back into the infrastructure. They can put it back into building things specifically for camper vans, for fixing roads. These roads have been like battered by camper vans, massive motorhomes. But yeah, why do you think this scheme hasn't really picked up?
I don't know. I guess it's a bit of a challenge of the time of the year. I mean, you and I have lived through the last couple of months. It was quite rainy. It was quite drizzly. Whereas now it's starting to pick up. It might be something that's more popular.
That's very true.
As with everything, it is cyclical. But obviously, time of year, you wouldn't expect it to be completely quiet in winter, but it's going to be a lot busier in the summer. Yeah. So that will be the main reason, I'd imagine. As soon as it starts to kick off, it will most likely be a winner, in my opinion. I can't see why you wouldn't want to do that for £40. As I say, £500 for one caravan site or £40 for 10.
Yeah.
As long as the facilities are there, I'm there every day.
Yeah. So yeah, it makes sense because at these car parks anyway, if you were to stay overnight, I've looked it up and it was, I think, £10 per night. So even if you're stopping at 4 places along the route, you're already spending £40. So why not get the scheme? That's just my opinion.
I'd say my only concern is obviously with this being a project to gain investment, the facility might not be there at the moment.
Yeah, it's a car park. Like, that is what you're paying for.
Yeah, which, I mean, in my opinion then, you've paid £40 to stay in a car park with no toilet, which is quite a bit of money, isn't it?
Yeah. People were also complaining that there wasn't adequate spacing for, I mean, it's, like I said, it's a car park. These spaces are small. Your larger motorhomes, they're just not going to fit. If it's popular car park, then all the spaces are gone.
I agree. I think it's with anything, isn't it? You need to have an initial investment before. The infrastructure needs to be there before.
Nailed it.
And then you're going to be able to facilitate as many motorhomes as you want, and it will work. Exactly. This is the sort of thing, as I say, when you look at it on the face of it for £40, of course it's a no-brainer if it works. And the proof is in the pudding. As soon as that works this summer, if they can get it working up and running, happy days. They're going to obviously have a winner.
Exactly. And it's whether they have the correct waste disposal.
100%.
Your average car park doesn't have a waste disposal place where people can...
Exactly. I mean, I've stayed up in Scotland a couple of times, and if you go to a car park with an overflowing bin, it's just not the vibe. Flies flying around in the heat of the summer, in your camper van, in a car park. Now I can understand why it might not work.
Yeah, I know. I think also poor promotion of the scheme. I mean, I think it's like written on the place where you have the prices and stuff. But like I think there needs to be more. I can't imagine that the Highland Council have a big like social media feed.
I mean, I have to say, obviously, in the caravan and motorhome industry, but I've not heard of it until today.
Yeah,
so,
right.
That really says it all.
It does. I think maybe if the Highland Council utilised some promotion,
maybe a little bit of promotion here and there to the right audience, and then they would have a winner.
Yeah.
But as with anything, if you don't reach that right audience, of course, you're not going to have a winning business.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, I guess we'll see over spring and summer whether they
whether it works,
sell more than £90.
Yeah, I'm very interested. Hopefully they can reinvest some of this back into the industry and make it a little bit more of a success for everyone involved.
I agree.
100%.
So our next story, Daniel, is all about the Morecambe overnight promenade parking ban.
Ooh.
So basically, the town council in Morecambe are saying, well, they're considering no more overnight parking on the promenade, and this is because of complaints from residents who are basically saying that these big campervans are ruining their view of the lovely sea.
Now, I can agree with that. For me, I would believe that Morecambe might be mostly based probably off of this industry. A lot of the money comes from that. They get a lot of benefit from having these people here. Now, it does come with the element of it being really loud, noisy, and probably not unenjoyable when you're looking out your £1 million home at somebody having a barbecue in their camper van.
True.
Completely fair. However, the government is getting in this area a big amount of tax from that. They should be reinvesting this money back into the facilities for these people to come and visit. Because at the end of the day, the residents of this town, they're not going to want Morecambe to die. No. And Morecambe is built off of tourism. So why wouldn't you reinvest some of this money that you're getting back into the facilities so that you've not got this issue, rather than just putting a tax on people parking in an area, which will just shift that problem through to another street? Or like we've said before, we live in Brighton, people park on double yellows all the time. They don't mind. They'll get the ticket. It's not going to shift the problem. It's just going to generate more money for the council, which they're not going to reinvest. So the problem really isn't the people coming and visiting. It's the lack of facilities. And as soon as they reinvest that money, of course, they're going to not have this issue.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. If they're going to ban the overnight parking, where else are they going to park? They're not going to stop coming. Morecambe's a lovely place to visit.
Exactly. You're just going to shift the problem. You're just moving it further out. People are just going to get tickets. And at the end of the day, the more tickets you get, the harder it is to visit Morecambe.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to visit with your camper van. And what's going to happen then is it's not going to become a destination. They're going to lose that money, and they're going to be less people in Morecambe. Okay, those people in their £1 million houses will be happy because there'll be less people there. Yeah. But Morecambe as a place will be worse off for it. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think, like you said, it just needs a reinvestment from the council to basically whether they create a bigger car park with special spaces for campervans and motorhomes.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a little bit more expensive to park in those places, it's a facility meant for leisure vehicles.
Exactly.
Leisure vehicles are growing. They should be wanting staycations. They should be providing facilities for campervans.
And you provide those facilities and the right type of customer counts.
Yeah. Exactly.
Obviously, if you are just parking on the street, you're going to attract an audience that's slightly less, friendly, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So you are going to encounter those issues. Obviously, you build those facilities and they'll come.
Yeah, it's
true. That's the case.
Yeah. There was even a small peaceful protest done by campervan and motorhome owners along the promenade.
I can imagine quite a sight.
Yeah, exactly, which is quite sweet. It means that these people really care.
Exactly.
And they want to visit the town.
100%. And it's a tight-knit, close community.
Yeah.
And if you can get that community to visit Morecambe, the ones that really do care will reinvest, then of course you're not going to need this parking fine, parking ban.
Yeah.
Just introduce better facilities and you're going to be able to win it.
Yeah.
And in other exciting news, the Caravan and Motorhome Club are expanding 26 new sites across Europe into their plethora of obviously sites available. Really exciting news. Obviously, hiking, skiing, lots of things you can do in a motorhome that you normally wouldn't be doing in Wales. But a great way to sort of travel a little bit further rather than having your staycation. And yeah, it could be really good fun.
Yeah, I find that these European campsites also are most of the time better value than in the UK. I think in some of these European countries, the cost of living is less. So even if the campsite costs the same, your food shopping when you're there, you're eating out at restaurants is going to be that much cheaper in some of these countries.
And normally that is accounted for in the cost of the plane ticket when you travel. But
yeah,
if you're traveling in your own motorhome, sensational.
Exactly.
You haven't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
So you're getting the benefits of that cost of living and the cheap travel. So
Absolutely.
Why not become a member of the Caravan and Motorhome Club? Hey?
Yeah, true. And one thing about European countries as well, I think just last month, the EU agreed that licensing with a Class B license, you can now drive up to 4,250 kilograms.
Which is amazing, honestly. Yeah. Now you can take a heavier vehicle over. You can't bring it back just yet, which might be a bit of a struggle. So prepare to lose a few bits of weight on the way back. But I'm sure we'll figure it out with the UK government at some point. But
yeah, they
are great thing there.
Yeah, so. The UK government are expected to also be a bit more lenient on this weight
exactly
in the future. So we'll see.
Here you go. So, next up, we've got the top 5 motorhomes under 50k, and Lynn's going to introduce us to our first one.
Yeah, so my first pick is the Eldest Accordo 105. So this is a 2-berth motorhome, and you can get a 2022 model used lightly for around 48k. So just below that 50 mark. Obviously not cheap in any way.
No.
But yeah, 2-berth, great for couples, not so great for any big families or anything. But
very reasonable from what I hear. It sounds like you get a good amount for your money.
Yeah.
What you're looking for.
Yeah, so the lounge converts into a nice double bed. You've got a bathroom with some shower cubicle, so you don't have to be relying on staying at campsites that have this that have the facilities. Hello, Penny. And yeah, there's a nice little end kitchen. It's quite compact.
Lovely.
But yeah, perfect for couples, I think. And then my second one is the Bailey Advance 662. So again, this is a 2-berth. Get a 2019 model for also around 48k. So a little bit older than the Eldest, but it is a little bit bigger, which it's still a 2-berth, but if you're looking for just that little bit of extra space around, maybe you have like a young child, something like that, you do just have a bit more space in the lounge and in the kitchen. And with this one, your payload is going to be around 800 kg rather than the Eldest, which is around 700 kg.
Brilliant.
So you can, if you're a couple with a lot of stuff, then maybe the Bailey is for you.
Definitely. And I mean, the price points that you're talking about there, I mean, you're looking at sometimes regioning in the campervan range there, and you're getting for what you get a lot more size, as you say. You can almost sleep 4 people rather than 2. You take your family, and as you say, those people with a bit of extra space. This is perfect for. So maybe if you're looking for something in the campervan range at this budget, might be worth broadening your horizons to sort that motorhome size. So my top pick would be the Bessacar 462, which is available actually on caravansforsale.co.uk at the moment. Now, this is a 2015 model. Got a lovely U-shaped lounge, so if you want to chill out, put your feet up, enjoy while you're on the roads, brilliant little example.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hybrids have got one of these on at the moment. Now, don't tell anyone because it might rush off the shelves, but £40,000. Nice. So the very bottom end of what we're looking at the moment, but you get nice bang for your buck because it's only 10 years old. Beautiful example of a vehicle, nice and reliable, trusted for years. Why wouldn't you?
So true, so true.
Exactly. And then next up, I would say would be the Elvis Evolution 155. Now, this is a 4-berth rather than 2-berth.
A bit bigger.
A little bit bigger,
ones.
exactly.
Nice.
Now, I don't know too much about the price of this one, but if it's a 4-berth, I'd probably go with it for the space because motorhomes, hey, why wouldn't you want more space? It's got a well-equipped kitchen and a lovely bathroom, so you're not worrying about facilities at campsites that you might be on, say, having to use a portaloo on a camper van. And like we said before, they are quite similar prices here, so you might want to be looking for that extra bit of space for a little less luxury. But hey, if that's what you're looking for, then win.
Absolutely.
And finally, we've got the Brabus Big Boy. Sorry, I got trumped in my words there. This one includes a spa-style bathroom, gourmet kitchen, master bedroom, and a 43-inch TV.
One thing about this one, under 50k, maybe under 50k a week.
Well, we don't talk about the price. It's a little bit like the Elvis Evolution. We don't talk about the price, but once you get over that little element, it's only a small mansion, but it's...
So this Brabus Big Boy, as you can see right now, is £1.5 million. This is a crazy motorhome. If you've ever seen it before, you can see how decked out it is. It comes with a PS5 as standard, internet, gourmet kitchen, the biggest bathroom, massive bedroom. This one is crazy. I've seen so many videos online.
Amazing.
And it just,
I even know it's got a Starlink satellite system. Mr. Musk will be proud.
So true, so true. But yeah, this one is a crazy motorhome. Probably the biggest one out there at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a week away, maybe good, but maybe not a motorhome for a whole lifetime.
Yeah, wow. Maybe if you win the lottery.
Exactly.
So to look forward to. Okay, so now we're going to look at the top 4 tech products that really caught our eye this week.
Interesting. Yeah. So my top one this week will be the EcoFlow alternator charger. Now, this is a really unique product where you haven't got to have, like you do, solar panels to recharge your batteries. It just runs off your engine effectively. It generates 800 watts of power for your battery, so it'll recharge it really nicely. And it just gives you that ability while you're on the road just to recharge for your extras while you're going to be camping. So happy days.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect for the UK where solar energies are great. Great in theory. In actuality, I'm not sure that it works all the time given our sun.
Yeah, I mean, you and I, the weather is not the best in the UK, so it's a little bit of a challenge. But I mean, this is a technology that's been around for years. It's been in cars. It recharges your battery naturally in your car, so you can start it every day. So it's not something that's new. It's really safe, and it means that obviously you're not jumping into a new industry which might not be as regulated as certain alternator industries are now. So a lovely little product.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so my first one for today is the Garmin Camper Series sat-navs. So these are the new range of sat-navs, but not your average car sat-nav. You can actually input the dimensions of your motorhome or camper, and it will route paths for you that work for the size of your vehicle. Amazing. So none of these little tiny country roads, you're going around in your Brabus Big Boy, then you can't be going down these roads.
100%. I mean, I hope it's got the Brabus Big Boy model in there as well, just to make sure. So
it absolutely
when I do rent it, of course, I'll be able to take down those roads. Obviously, I'm buy it, of course.
But yeah, my theory with this one is: are people using sat navs these days, or do they just use maps on their phone?
I mean, that's an interesting point, I have to say.
Because for me personally, I would just use my phone. But maybe other people out there are using sat navs.
I think I would use a sat nav if it had that unique selling point.
Yes,
I think that's the very fine line there. Is having
it's
that,
a great sat nav.
element to actually measure the road and knowing that you're going to fit down that road comfortably, especially while you're on holiday.
Yeah,
because no one wants to be stressing about that in Cornwall down the country lanes. Worst thing ever.
Yeah.
So I think if that was the case, then I would definitely use the sat nav.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Personally, if I was driving my car around it, probably we'd stick with the phone.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But yeah, great product after all. And my second one would be the Ring battery analyzer. Now, this is a great technology, especially as we say, with everybody having more batteries and electrically powered things in their motorhomes. This will give you the ability to know that you're safe while you're sleeping. So a lot of the time, these are big lithium batteries. What do we know about lithium? It goes up really quickly and it's a bit of a bomb. So to have this ability to test that and check that you and your family are safe while on the road, I mean, it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. Very important, I think.
Yeah.
You hear a lot about like caravan fires and stuff, and I mean, they start for a variety of reasons, but when you're dealing with these big batteries.
Exactly. You're adding an element of risk there with this new technology.
Yeah.
And the bigger the batteries get, the more risk you're taking on. So the more you're going to want to be able to know you're safe and your family are safe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, my final one now is going to be the Nebula Mars Air 3 portable projector.
Ooh.
So this is a crazy projector that is handheld, has a little handle on it, and it has everything you need right there. It has internet in it. It has you don't have to plug it in.
Wow.
You just charge it and it goes. It has Netflix in it. It has a crazy little portable projector. It's not cheap. This is going to be
as with anything.
set you back £450. And one of the downsides of it is that it only can be powered for 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. So most movies, if we're going to go for a Batman Dark Knight, maybe not.
If you're watching any Marvel, don't.
Yeah, don't. We'll pass on the longer length movies for that.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Great for kids' movies. Great for TV shows.
Yeah.
So you know, there's pros and cons to this one. And also, it's just the projector. Of course, you're going to need a screen for it.
And all the services alongside it.
Yeah.
Netflix as well with the subscription. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? Adds up.
But I mean, great product, I have to say. I mean, I'm envisaging it sitting in my motorhome.
Right.
I've just pitched up to a field.
Tiny, little thing is
amazing.
It's
and then you can just watch a movie with everyone in your beat bag. So.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's great.
Great product. I have to say, yeah, we'll be taking one of those on my next motorhome adventure.
There you go. Maybe we need to do a review.
Oh, I think we should probably get one of those in.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Rolling Britain. And don't forget, if you have any questions or any stories you'd like to share, photos, be sure to email us at hello@rollingbritain.co.uk.
And if you've enjoyed today's show, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Even give us a subscribe on YouTube or Spotify and have a listen.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much and see you next time.